Assalamu alaikum children. Welcome back to our storytelling session. Today our story's name is The Queen and the Bird, and this is by Goodwood Kids. So our story today is about Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. Children, do you know how many prophets did Allah send down on this earth? Do you have any idea? Very, very good. 1,24,000 prophets. And who is our first prophet? Well done, Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Who is our last prophet? Very good, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And when you hear the name of the prophet, what do you have to do? Very good. You have to recite a salawat whenever you hear the name of our holy prophet. Okay, so are you ready for the story? Let's begin. The Queen and the Bird by Goodwood Kids. One day, Sulaiman alayhi salam, who was given the power to understand the speech of birds, was inspecting all the birds. Where is the hudhud? Sulaiman alayhi salam wondered. I cannot see him here. If he does not offer me a good excuse, I shall sternly punish him or even slay him. Children, can you see these beautiful birds in the picture? What color are they? I can see a bird flapping its wings. I can see a green color bird which looks like a parrot. And I can see a brown one as well. Do you know who has created all of them? Very, very good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And do you remember what I had taught you? Allahu Khaliqu Kulli Shay. And what does that mean? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created everything. And do you know something which is really, really amazing? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them all differently. Each bird, each creature makes a different sound. You want to hear them? Let us hear them. Did you see that? Subhanallah! Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creations are just so perfect. Every bird makes a different sound. Isn't that amazing? Let's get back to our story. Soon after, the hudhud arrived.
I have just seen what you know nothing of,
said the hudhud, gasping for breath.
I bring you a true tale from faraway Sheba,
continued the hudhud,
where I have found a woman reigning over the people.
Aha! What do we see over here? It is a picture of a brown goldenish colored bird. And do you know the name of this bird? Let me give you a clue. The name starts with the letter H. And This is the sound that the bird makes when it flaps its wings. Do you know what's the name of this bird? Bravo! The name of this bird is none other than Hudhud. And what picture do we see over here? We see a brown colored pillar. Now, let me see if you can guess two things over here which are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creations. Can you take a guess? Brilliant! The trees which are green color and the beautiful blue colored skies. Very good! And now back to our interesting story.
She has every virtue, continued the Hudhud, and she has a splendid throne. But she and her subjects worship the sun instead of Allah.
Wow, this is such a beautiful picture. What can we see here? We can see beautiful palm trees. It looks like a desert, doesn't it? With all the sand dunes, the palm trees. Isn't it lovely? And all of this is only created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is why we Muslims believe that there is no God but Allah. Do you know what it's called in Arabic? La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. Can you repeat it after me? La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. Sulaiman alayhi salam gave a letter to the Hudhud asking him to deliver this to the queen and to bring back her reply. She consulted her people about this letter. They suggested waging a war against Sulaiman alayhi salam. Can you see the letter in Hudhud's beak? Now, there is something that I would like to tell you. Do you see the letter over here? This letter is called a scroll. During the olden times, they didn't have any kind of emails or computers or telephones, so their way of communication, their way of communicating with other people was through letters. And these kind of letters is called a scroll. There is another amazing picture that we see over here. We can see forts. Can you see forts? They are the brown color forts. How many forts are there? Yes, there are 3 forts. And how many palm trees are there? Very good. We can see 3 palm trees. Isn't it a lovely picture? And it's back to our story. The queen replied with great wisdom. When kings invade a city, they ruin it and degrade its people. That has been their way. Instead, she sent some valuable gifts, which Sulaiman alayhi salam refused to accept. Then she herself set out to meet Sulaiman alayhi salam. Can you see that treasure? There are so many coins inside. What else can you see? Yes, there are some necklaces as well. In the meanwhile, Sulaiman alayhi salam asked his people, Which one of you can bring me the queen's throne before she arrives here?" A very powerful jinn named Ifrit volunteered. "I will bring it to you before you rise from your seat." But one of his aides, who was deeply versed in the book, brought the throne in the twinkling of an eye. Seeing the throne in front of him, Sulaiman alayhi salam was overwhelmed with emotion, but displayed no pride. He prostrated himself in humility and prayed, thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. "This is a favor from you, my Lord, with which He would test my gratitude. He that gives thanks has much to gain, but he who is ungrateful will lose as a result. As for Allah, He is free of all needs. He is supreme in honor." When the queen reached Jerusalem, she was invited to sit on her own throne, which had been slightly altered to make it look different. She realized, however, that it was her own throne and was amazed at the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sulaiman alayhi salam ushered her into his beautiful palace. When she walked across the floor, she tucked up her skirts, thinking it was a pool of water. Can you see the beautiful fountain over there? Isn't that amazing? And there are lovely, lovely flowers at the background. This was Prophet Sulaiman's beautiful palace. Wow! And this is a picture of his palace as well. What can you see over here? Can you see water over there? Those are actually tiles, and beneath the tiles, which are made of glass, is water flowing. Sulaiman alayhi salam stopped her, saying it was no pool of water, but a floor paved with glass, beneath which water was flowing, giving it the look of something it was not. Similarly, there was only one reality, and that was Allah the Creator. Everything else was His creation. So the queen should give up the worship of the sun and worship the one who had created everything. The queen understood what the message of Sulaiman alayhi salam meant, and at once accepted his religion, saying, "O Lord, I have indeed sinned. I now submit in Islam with Sulaiman to the Lord of the worlds." And this brings us to the end of another nice story. So, my little children, what did we learn from this story? We learnt La ilaha illallah. There is no God but, very good, there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should always believe and have faith in Him, because there is no God but Him. I will see you next time. Khuda Hafiz.